Look at that. Just fantastic. My name is Ian and welcome to Planted. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take some fig branches. These were collected by myself yesterday at a friend's garden. This is a variety called Nero 600M, more about that in a moment. But we're going to take this and turn it into this. Fig cuttings that are putting out new shoots and new roots. Now, anyone can do this. It's not difficult, and it is something that I would encourage all of you to give a go. Now, many people ask me about growing vegetables at home, and I often tell them vegetables are great, very rewarding, but have you considered growing fruit? And they say, yeah, raspberries, strawberries, that kind of thing. I say, no, you need to learn how to grow figs. Now, the challenge with figs is that there's lots of different varieties out there, and many of them are misnamed. So what you think you're getting is not actually the real plant. Now, this is a proven variety, the Nero 600M. The 600 stands for 600 meters above sea level, which means that it will thrive in a colder climate. This is last year's wood. This was a new shoot last summer. It's come through the winter, and here we are in January. And now is the perfect time to take fig cuttings. So what will you need? You'll want a pot, you see, this pot full of growing medium, identical. You want a plastic bag, and I'll show you that in a moment. If you can, lay your hands on a little bit of rooting hormone powder. This is the elixir of life. You don't need much and it goes a long way. A pencil, spray bottle, and that's that. So let's get to it. Let me show you how to take fig cuttings. Now, the first thing to do is make sure that you get the right size material. This is what's called pencil thickness. There you can see. I think this is a little bit thin. Many people use this size, but I'm not going to. I brought that to you as an example. I think that a better size is this. There's our pencil thickness. This really is on the chunky side, but it's got more energy stored in it. So let me get to this. I'm not going to do a lot of talking. You'll be able to see exactly what I do in the demonstration. But I will say this, when you cut your cutting, this is the downhill side. I do a straight line. And then when I want my cutting the upside, I put an angle. That way I don't inadvertently plant it upside down. I encourage you to stick with that. A diagonal on the top and a flush across the bottom. Now what you'll need is, this is an internode right here. This is the internode, this is the node. This will put out roots, this will put out shoots, and this will put out shoots. So we want that. Let me show you how quickly this can be done. I'm going to try the narrower size, and I will report back to you on how this works. Now, don't be tempted. Here is where the roots are going to come. You might think, well, I've got one there, I can cut it there. That is quite short. Really, we're going to come to this next one. Now, when you've got them all cut and prepared, and that didn't take long, did it? That was just a few minutes. You can see we've got some different thicknesses and different sizes. This is great. This is a bit thin. This is a little bit large. But we've got the range there to show you. Now it's very important that your growing medium is nice and moist. And even better if it's at the propagator temperature. Now you don't have to have a propagator. You can put this on a windowsill near a radiator. You can put it on a radiator and it'll be perfect. Now I want to impress upon you the tiny amount that you need to do this job, and it's definitely a process. Remember, flat side, that is all you need planted. You're putting them in the pot somewhere between a half and a third. There's no excessive, ooh, now that's interesting. That was the cut from the top of the previous one and I didn't cut it off. Pays to check. Remember, that's the flat bottom. I like to do the hole with a pencil. You're not forcing dirt into the end of the cutting. This is a bit of a dinosaur bone, a little bit on the large side. Now with your sprayer, just put a little bit at the base of each plant. These have got no roots and no shoots, so they can't take up water and they can't transpire it. If there's a mistake that is made with thick cuttings, it is that they are kept too wet too soon. Now you need to label this. I know that it's Nero 600, and this bag is a freezer bag. And what you do is you cut off the corners. You cut off the corners so it can breathe slightly. But this helps keep a nice humid atmosphere inside the propagator. And that can go in the propagator, and we'll leave it there. Now let's have a closer look at this. This is a variety called Long of August. It's a beautiful plant, and I've had this for 5 years. It fruits abundantly, very, very reliable. If you can find Long of August, sometimes it's sold as LDA. Wonderful plant, big fruit, good, reliable, and very, very tasty. I do want to point out, obviously this one is alive, we have a shoot. This one is alive, we have a shoot. This one here is alive, we have a shoot, but this one's done nothing yet. The same with these. Don't panic. Please don't get in there and start dismantling your plants. That's not what you want. As these have now got leaves, they're transpiring water a little more readily. And this gets done maybe once a week. Helps keep the humidity up. So there you have it. How to make figs before and after. Thank you so much. Bye for now.